How to protect your identity, personal data and property. Between malware, botnets, viruses, worms, ransomware and DDoS attacks, it may seem impossible to protect yourself online. The trick is to stay abreast of all the latest threats and to know what to do when the worst happens. That's why we've created this page as a one-stop shop to safely protect your data and privacy. We're going to keep changing and expanding this page, so please use the comments to let us know what you'd like to see, and don't be afraid to hit us up with any security questions you may have. A new ransomware worm spread from Eastern Europe to isolated spots around the globe. Dubbed Bad Rabbit, it began with a fake Adobe Flash Player installer, then spread inside company networks and locked up files. It's halted for now, but could come back. Advice: install and run antivirus software, which will stop Bad Rabbit. Illustration: Tom's Guide. Google Play Protect is terrible at protecting Android devices from malware, the German testing lab Avtest disclosed in its latest results. It was the first time the Android built-in protection had been evaluated. Advice: install and run a third-party antivirus app on your Android device. A botnet made of hacked wireless security cameras, wireless routers and commercial digital video recorders has grown to at least 2 million devices, according to two security firms. The botnet, called Reaper Troop, exploits known vulnerabilities Netgear, Linksys, D-Link and other devices. Advice: update your home wireless router and security cameras with the latest firmware. Ransomware makers are using a feature in Microsoft Office called DDoS that lets Excel or Word files execute commands on Windows itself. Microsoft isn't fixing this, as that would break some core Office features, but using DDoS does create pop-up notifications asking the user to authorize links to other files and to permit other applications to start. Advice: don't authorize Windows permissions that you don't expect, and don't run unexpected Windows or Excel files outside of protected mode. Many common scenarios can be resolved, some more easily than others. Here's what to do if. Illustration: Tom's Guide Tech Support Scams. These usually come as random phone calls from technicians claiming to represent Microsoft or Windows. They'll say there's something wrong with your computer and that you need to install software so that they can get remote access to it. Advice: hang up. Illustration: Tom's Guide Fake IRS Police Scams. These are phone calls or text messages from people who claim you've broken the law or owe back taxes. They'll say you face immediate arrest unless you pay a fine, often via Western Union or a similar service. Advice: ignore them and report any such calls to the real police. Fake antivirus. These mostly arrive as pop-up messages in a web browser. They'll say your computer is infected and that you need to purchase and install an antivirus product immediately. Advice: don't do it. The products are almost always bogus, and some might actually be malicious. Use these pages and tools to keep your data, privacy and identity safe. Illustration: Tom's Guide Banking Trojan. Malware designed to break into online bank accounts. Banking Trojans often infect web browsers, then lie in wait until the user logs into an online bank account. The end goal is to transfer money from your account into accounts controlled by cybercriminals. Illustration: Tom's Guide Botnet, a network of otherwise unaffiliated machines running malware that has them working together on particular tasks. It puts the infected machines, often thousands at a time, to work cracking passwords, sending out spam or distributed denial of service attacks. Cybercrime, an action that uses a computer, smartphone or computer network to commit a crime, or to target any of those devices during such a crime. Data breach, the accidental or deliberate release of digitally stored sensitive information to unauthorized parties. If a hacker were to break into Facebook's user database, that would constitute a data breach, but so would a health insurance executive losing his laptop. Identity theft, the assumption of another person's identity for financial or personal gain. In its mildest form, it may involve credit card fraud. A worse scenario might involve a person who obtains mortgages or other loans while posing as someone else. Malvertising, malware that attempts to infect computers through infected browser ads. In many cases, you don't even need to click on the ad to get your computer infected. Malware, any kind of unauthorized software designed to harm or steal from the user or the host computer system. Malware generally includes viruses, worms and trojans, which refer to different infection methods, and spyware, rootkits and ransomware, indicating different kinds of post-infection activity. Ransomware